This is Roger Mooney for the Spotlight, and welcome to On the Go with Natasha Paris.
Hey guys, okay, so let's delve right into these tips as it relates to pet etiquette. Okay, so let's go. Okay, the first thing that you want to do, and I'm going to talk about it, yes I am, make sure when you're walking your dog that you are picking up your dog's, his or hers, poop. Yes, I said it, please, because people have this misconception, they sure do, Benny. They have this misconception that dog's poop is fertilizer for the grass. So they're like, okay, well, I'm fertilizing the grass and it works perfectly and I don't have to pick it up. But in all actuality, according to the American Protections Agency, Environmental Protections Agency, USA, it is actually harmful. Dogs' poops are harmful because what can happen is that you can transmit diseases from your dog to human beings or other dogs. So you definitely want to pick up your dog's poop. And it's just courteous. It really is, because don't you hate having to step in poop? That is just so messy and so, right? So we don't want to do that. So make sure you carry those little doggy poop bags that you can attach to your actual leash and keep it moving Okay, so that's the first tip. The second tip is you want to be mindful about your dog jumping on other dogs while you're walking your dog. Yes, I mean, it's so vital, because what I've seen so often is that I've seen people who have the bigger dogs, right? Because Benny's only about 8 pounds, soaking wet. And you have other dogs who are like 50, 60, 100, 130. And what ends up happening is the dog is excited to see another dog or see another person. And through their excitement, they jump just to say hello. But that is not pet etiquette, because as a pet parent, guess what happens? That pet parent, the other pet parent, or the other human being walking and saying, oh, what a nice dog, and your dog jumps on them, that can cause like traumatic triggers, absolutely trauma, where they'll say, I'll never walk next to a dog, or I'll never pet a dog. So we don't want to traumatize anyone. And not just that, you can knock a person down. If your dog is heavy enough, it can knock a person down. And what we know for sure is that many people are suing other pet parents for aggravated assault. Yes, I said it, aggravated assault. So please be mindful to have your dog on a leash. And the best way to do it is to step on your dog's leash. So you're giving them maybe about 4 feet between you and the other pet parent or the human being or the actual dog. So they don't have enough control to just jump freely on someone else. The third point is you also, when you're walking your dog, I know it's really convenient to, have your cell phone, be looking at your cell phone, walking your dog. And it actually is not the best thing. Why? Is because you are distracted. And so what you want to do is you want to make sure that you're not on your cell phone, because anything can happen. Your dog can run off, right? Or another dog can attack him. Like, we have to be very mindful, especially because Benny is a very small dog, and bigger dogs tend to, they're like, oh, this is bait. And Benny, he tries to hold his space by barking, but he's really small, right, Benny? I know. You're saying, yeah, I try. But you definitely want to pay close attention to your dog. And that's an opportunity to bond with your dog during that walking time. The fourth point is you definitely also want to be mindful of leash laws, because what happens oftentimes is that you are walking in a neighborhood or you're walking in a park, and what happens if you don't have your dog on a leash? Well, there are a number of things that can happen. Your dog can actually run into the street and get hit by a car. We don't want that, because our dogs are like our children, right, Benny? They are like our children. So we definitely don't want that to happen. The second thing is that having your dog not on a leash, and it's the law, especially in specific parks and things of that nature, you can get a ticket. You can get a ticket for not having your dog on a leash. So please be mindful of that. So that's the other etiquette tip. And the last etiquette tip, and I'm going to really talk about this and delve into this, is being very mindful of your dog and their their greeting habits, because you have some dogs, what they'll do is they get so excited, so they won't just jump on you, they'll start smelling you, and they start smelling your private parts and your behind, just like, because they do it to other dogs, so they say, well, I could do it to human beings. That is just absolutely rude. I said it. It is absolutely rude. So be mindful of your dog's engagement, because remember, dogs are going to do what you allow them to do, and they're not going to practice etiquette. Many of our dogs, and Benny is very well trained, when you tell him to stop, he'll stop. But there are other dogs who get so engrossed in their excitement that they're not paying much attention to what is going on around them. So you definitely want to make sure that your dog is not sniffing other adults who may come into your home, or even when you're walking and you have dogs that just start sniffing your private areas, right? Your other, and I mean, it's funny to watch, but I'm like, oh my gosh, as you know, pet parents, don't do that. Just have a level of decorum and courtesy and just politeness as it relates to other dogs. So yes, so those are my tips for you today, pet etiquette. And so you will get more out of this. And I let me say this, I'm so excited, always, my second segment of my On The Go. So what I would say is subscribe below and share, especially if you know of those parents who are not the most etiquette as it relates to their own pets. Just share it with them. I'm telling you, just share, you know. They'll get the hint, and tell them to make sure that they're listening throughout the entire stuff, watch it from beginning to end. So again, I'm your local etiquette therapist, Natasha Paris, covering everything etiquette, especially pet etiquette. And the next show is going to be on hygiene and health and wellness. So let's go. Subscribe below and share. Bye guys. Have a good one. Say bye. Bye, Benny. Say bye. Bye, guys.